The sky over Earth changed without warning. It was a clear blue morning when a shadow began to spread across the clouds. People first believed it was a weather event, maybe smoke from a volcanic eruption. But then the shadow became sharper, darker, and wider. News channels everywhere switched to breaking news. Something enormous was entering Earth's orbit. At the United Nations Hall, world leaders gathered in panic. No one had seen anything like this before. A huge hologram suddenly appeared in the sky, so large that it covered entire cities. The hologram showed an alien creature with golden horns, silver eyes, and a cold expression. His voice echoed across continents. "I speak for the Galactic Council." The alien said, "You humans have been observed. Your world has resources. Your species has strength. Therefore, from this day, Earth must pay tribute to the Council." People around the world froze. Tribute? What kind of tribute? The alien continued, "You will send 10 million tons of minerals every year. You will surrender 7% of your land. And you will provide soldiers for our armies. If you refuse, Earth will be removed from the star map." The hologram disappeared. Silence followed. A silence so deep that even the sound of wind felt loud. Inside the UN hall, fear spread like smoke. Leaders whispered to each other. Soldiers outside tightened their grips on their rifles. Scientists checked radar screens, hoping this was some kind of error. But the truth was clear. Earth had just been threatened by a powerful alien empire. In the middle of the hall stood Commander Ryden Holt, head of the Earth Defense Force. He was calm, even though his heart was heavy. Ryden had fought wars before, but nothing like this. This time, the enemy was from the stars. This time, the choices were far heavier. A few leaders approached him. "Commander, should we surrender? We cannot fight a whole galaxy. Maybe accepting tribute is safer. Humans cannot win this." Their voices were filled with fear. Ryden did not answer immediately. He walked to the large window overlooking New York. He saw people crying on the streets, people hugging each other, police trying to keep order, helicopters flying low. Earth was scared. Earth was confused. But Ryden also saw something else. Humans helping one another. Humans whispering comforting words. Humans standing together. Even in fear, humans were united. Something stirred in his chest. He remembered Earth's long history. Humans had faced disasters, wars, plagues, and crises. They had survived everything. Not by kneeling, but by standing. Not by surrendering, but by fighting for their freedom. He turned back to the hall. "Show me the alien ship's footage," he said. A large screen lit up. The alien vessel was enormous, 10 times larger than the International Space Station. Its glowing engines hummed like thunder. Smaller ships circled it like hungry sharks. Any ordinary person would break under the sight. But Ryden's eyes narrowed. "They came to scare us," he said, "to make us kneel before even touching Earth soil." The room fell silent. One of the ambassadors whispered, "But Commander, every planet that refused them was destroyed." Ryden took a slow breath. "And every planet that obeyed them lost their freedom forever." He stepped forward to the central microphone. Every camera in the hall turned toward him. News channels worldwide broadcast his face. Children, elders, workers, soldiers, everyone waited for his decision. Humanity stood at a crossroads. A timer appeared on all screens, counting down. 24 hours, the deadline given by the Council. If Earth refused, they would attack. If Earth accepted, they would control humanity forever. People prayed. Some screamed. Some fell to their knees. Some begged their leaders to surrender. The world was drowning in fear. But Ryden's voice remained steady. He looked at the screen showing Earth, a planet full of oceans, mountains, cities, forests, and billions of lives. A planet worth protecting. A home worth fighting for. Humanity may not have advanced starships, he thought. We may not have fleets like theirs. But we have something they cannot calculate. Courage. When the timer reached the final minute, the UN hall filled with whispers. No leader dared to speak. Everyone looked at Ryden. He walked toward the podium with slow, firm steps. His boots echoed loudly. Each step felt like thunder under the marble floor. Reporters held their breath. Soldiers straightened their posture. The world leaned closer to its screens. Raiden placed both hands on the podium. His eyes were sharp, calm, and full of fire. He began speaking. People of Earth, today we face a threat that believes we are weak. They think we will kneel. They think they can control us with fear. His voice grew stronger. But they do not understand humans. We fight for our homes. We fight for our families. We fight for our freedom. And no threat, no matter how big, can break the human spirit. Everyone listened in complete silence. Raiden looked directly into the camera, speaking not just to Earth, but straight to the Galactic Council. His final words shook the galaxy. Humanity does not yield. The world gasped. The timer hit 0. The alien ship began to move. War had just begun. The words humanity does not yield echoed across Earth and into space like a spark falling into dry grass. The Galactic Council did not expect a refusal. No species had ever dared to reject them. Their power was absolute. Their fleets were feared everywhere. But now a young planet had challenged them. Inside the council chamber, high above the stars, alien leaders gathered around a circular table made of glowing crystal. Their faces changed colors with anger. Humans refuse tribute? They are untrained, emotional creatures. They must be punished immediately. The High Chancellor slammed his staff on the ground, and sparks of energy scattered. Send the disciplinary fleet? He ordered. 3 warships are enough. Make Earth understand its place. The order traveled through space, and 3 massive council warships began moving toward the blue planet, each one large enough to destroy entire cities. Back on Earth, the United Nations Hall was filled with heavy silence. People stared at Commander Raiden Holt. Everyone knew what would happen next. Now that humanity had refused, the aliens would retaliate. Raiden was already preparing. He walked through the underground Earth Defense Command Center, surrounded by screens showing orbital maps, satellite feeds, and radar alerts. Scientists and officers rushed around him, updating him with new data every minute. Commander, the Council fleet will reach Earth in 6 hours. Sir, their weapon energy output is far beyond anything we've seen. Commander, should we evacuate major cities? Raiden shook his head. No evacuations. It will spread fear. Instead, we activate Project Sky Shield. The officers looked at each other. Project Sky Shield had been a rumor for years. Some thought it was fake. Others believed it was incomplete. But Raiden had been preparing secretly. He turned to a large console and placed his hand on a scanner. A hidden vault opened, revealing a set of classified defense protocols. Years ago, a crashed alien probe was found in the Pacific Ocean. Earth scientists had studied it in secret, learning about energy shields, advanced alloys, and deep space tracking systems. They never understood everything, but they learned enough to build something powerful. Raiden spoke calmly. Activate Sky Shield 1 through Sky Shield 7. One by one, satellites hidden in high orbit came to life. Shields flickered, forming a soft blue glow around parts of Earth. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't complete. But it was strong enough to block at least the first attack. As the shields activated, the 3 alien warships entered Earth's orbit. Their engines hummed with a terrifying sound, shaking the upper atmosphere. In cities across the world, people looked up, seeing 3 bright lights forming streaks across the sky. Panic spread. Some screamed, some prayed, some simply stared, unable to move. Inside the council flagship, the alien commander, a tall creature with metallic blue skin, opened a transmission. Humans, he said coldly, your refusal is unacceptable. We fire now. Without waiting for a reply, the flagship released a beam of red energy, thin but powerful. As an example, a warning shot meant to scare Earth into surrender, but it never reached the ground. The beam struck Sky Shield 3. The shield exploded in light, but it held firm. The alien commander frowned. Impossible. This species should not have such technology. Before they could analyze it, Raiden gave his own order. Return fire, only if they shoot again. Earth would not start the war, but it would not be silent either. The alien fleet fired a second blast, stronger and wider. This time, Sky Shield 5 cracked, flickered, but still held. Raiden's voice echoed through the command center. Fire. Earth's defense satellites responded instantly. They powered up plasma cannons, rail systems, and energy disruptors. Technology adapted from the alien probe. A bright blue bolt shot upward from Earth, striking the smallest Council ship. The ship shook violently. Warning alarms filled the alien bridge. The commander screamed, "This world should not have weapons capable of damaging us." But it was too late. A second bolt from Sky Shield 1 hit the Council ship directly in its engine core. The explosion lit up the entire orbit. Pieces of alien metal rained into space. Earth had destroyed its first alien warship. The world erupted. Millions of people ran into the streets cheering. News channels repeated the footage again and again. A species considered primitive had just defeated a ship from the most powerful empire in the galaxy. But for Raiden, the victory felt heavy. "This was only the beginning," he whispered. "They will return stronger." And he was right. Inside the remaining 2 warships, the alien commander slammed his claws on the console. Prepare full invasion weapons. Wipe out their defenses. Teach them fear. But before they could fire, something unexpected happened. A strange signal came from behind Jupiter. A message not from Earth, not from the Council. Another species was listening. Another species was watching. And they were about to change the war. When the first Council warship exploded in orbit, the entire galaxy felt the shock. Even planets thousands of light years away saw the flash through deep space scanners. A primitive world had done what no empire had done in centuries. They had wounded the Council's pride. But while Earth celebrated, Commander Raiden Holt did not. Inside the command center, alarms kept flashing. Sky Shield satellites were struggling. Some were damaged, some overheated, and others were near collapse. Earth had won one battle, but the war was far from over. Raiden studied the live feed, showing the 2 remaining alien warships. They were repositioning, scanning Earth more aggressively. Their behavior had changed. They were no longer here to punish. They were here to study. "Commander," said Dr. Alina Graves, head scientist of Sky Shield, "their scanners are focusing on our biology, not our weapons, our bodies." Raiden raised an eyebrow. Why would they care about humans physically? Alina took a deep breath. "Because humans confuse them." Raiden frowned. "Explain." She tapped a screen showing old data collected from the alien probe recovered years earlier. Hidden inside the probe was a report written by Council scouts who had visited Earth secretly. The message inside was simple but disturbing. Humans evolve too fast. Their minds adapt too quickly. Their emotional chaos makes them unpredictable. They are dangerous if allowed to grow. Raiden felt a chill run down his spine. The Council did not just want tribute. They feared humans. They feared what humans could become. Before Raiden could respond, a new alarm sounded. A strange energy signature appeared on the radar, coming from behind Jupiter. "Another alien ship?" a technician shouted. "No," Alina said slowly. This energy pattern is different. Nothing like the Council." A transmission came through, a soft, echoing voice. "We are the Varen Confederation. Do not fear. We come with warning." The room froze. A second alien species? Contacting Earth? And offering help? The transmission continued. "Humans, your refusal has shaken the Council. They will not forgive. They will return with full force. But we believe you can resist if you understand your own power." Raiden stepped forward. "Why would you help us?" The Varen voice paused, almost as if choosing its words carefully. "The Council has enslaved many worlds. They rule through fear. But you humans are different. You resist fear. You break patterns. You survive impossible odds. The Council is afraid of you for a reason." Raiden exchanged glances with Alina. The voice added one more line, quiet but powerful. "You have something no other species has, the ability to rise when all logic says you should fall." Before Raiden could ask more, the transmission ended. The room erupted with questions. Can we trust them? Is this a trap? What do they know about humans? Raiden raised a hand, silencing everyone. Put all energy into decoding the message. And get me a private room. I need to think. Raiden's reflection. Alone in his office, Raiden played the Council's secret report again and again. Humans evolve too fast. Humans adapt too quickly. Humans are unpredictable. Humans are dangerous. He thought about it. Humans had survived infections, natural disasters, wars, and near extinction. They learned fast. They felt deeply. They fought fiercely. Even small groups could defeat larger armies by using emotion, creativity, and chaos in ways no alien AI could predict. Maybe the Council was right. Maybe the hidden human advantage was not ships or shields, but human nature itself. A soft knock interrupted his thoughts. Alina stepped inside. "Commander, we decoded more of the alien report." She placed a tablet on his desk. It showed a line that made Raiden sit upright. Human neural structure makes them capable of bonding with multiple species. They turn enemies into allies. This ability makes them a threat to our control. Raiden's eyes widened. Bonding, alliances, unity. Was this why the Varen contacted Earth? Because humans naturally pull others toward them? Before he could speak, the command center alarm screamed again. The Council reacts. The remaining 2 Council warships had stopped repositioning. Their engines heated up. Their weapons glowed a deep crimson. "They're charging full planetary cannons," a technician shouted. "Sky Shield cannot block those," Alina whispered, terrified. "If they fire, millions will die." Raiden slammed his fist on the table. "They're not here to punish anymore. They're here to destroy us before we grow stronger." Earth's military scrambled. Fighter jets launched. Ground bases prepared anti-orbital missiles. But nothing on Earth could fully match a Council warship's main cannon. Raiden opened a channel to the alien ships. "This is Commander Raiden Holt of Earth. If you fire, we will still resist. We will fight you with everything we have." The alien commander appeared on screen. "You misunderstand. Human, we no longer want tribute. We want your extinction." And then the beam began charging. The entire planet held its breath. Just when all hope seemed lost, a bright flash cut through space. A new fleet appeared behind the Council ships, sleek, sharp, silver vessels with glowing blue wings. The Varen had arrived. Their leader spoke on all frequencies. "Humans, hold your ground. We stand with you. Today the galaxy learns what happens when a free species is threatened." Raiden stared in disbelief. The universe was changing around him. All because humanity said, "We do not yield." The appearance of the Varen fleet changed everything. One moment, Earth was staring at the bright, deadly glow of the Council's planetary cannon. The next moment, dozens of sleek silver ships appeared out of nowhere. Silent, sharp, cutting through space like blades of light. For a few seconds, the entire galaxy paused. Inside the Earth Command Center, officers froze. Screens flickered. Technicians stared at the new vessels with disbelief. Commander Raiden Holt's breath caught in his throat. Aliens arriving to help humans? This had never happened in recorded history. Humanity had always believed it stood alone in the universe. But now, another species was choosing to stand beside them against the Council. On Earth, people watching the sky began shouting, crying, hugging. Some fell to their knees, thanking every god they knew. Others were speechless. The threat of death had turned into a spark of hope. The Varen speak. A communication channel opened across all frequencies. A calm, melodic voice filled the air. "Humans, we are the Varen Confederation. We come not as rulers, but as allies. Your courage woke us. Your refusal inspired us. Today we choose to stand with you." Raiden leaned over the console. "This is Commander Raiden Holt of Earth. Why help us? You owe us nothing." A hologram appeared, a Varen commander. Tall, slim, with glowing blue markings and eyes like liquid silver. But unlike the Council, his expression was gentle. "We have watched the Council crush world after world," he said. "We wanted to resist, but alone we had no chance." He paused, looking directly at Raiden. "But when you refused tribute, when you stood in front of the galaxy and declared, 'We do not yield,' you gave hope to those who had none." Raiden felt something deep in his chest tighten. Humanity, often divided, often fighting itself, had become a symbol of freedom across the stars, not because they were strong, but because they refused to kneel. The Varen commander extended a hand. "Let's stand together." Raiden nodded. "Then we accept your alliance." The council's rage. Inside the council warship, fury erupted. Two alien commanders shouted in disbelief. The Varen dare to oppose us? With humans? Impossible. This is rebellion. The council had controlled the galaxy for centuries by breaking alliances before they could form. A united front against them was their greatest fear. And now, that fear was becoming real. The council ships charged their weapons again, aiming not only at Earth, but also at the Varen fleet. They planned to destroy, both in one strike. But the Varen were ready. Their ships moved with elegance and precision. Formations shifted like flowing water. Their energy wings glowed bright blue. "Begin defensive pattern V-17, the Varen commander ordered. Raiden watched in awe. Their ships did not move like machines. They moved like dancers in the sky. A secret revealed. As the two fleets faced each other, Dr. Alina Graves rushed to Raiden's side with urgent news. "Commander, we decoded the rest of the alien report from the crash probe." Raiden looked at her, expecting bad news. Instead, she smiled, strangely nervously. "You won't believe this," she whispered. "Humans are biologically compatible with most alien neural tech." Raiden raised an eyebrow. Meaning humans can use alien technology faster than the species who created it. Raiden blinked. "That makes no sense." Alina stepped closer. "Humans' unpredictable emotions, fast decision-making, survival instincts. These things confuse AI systems. You're not slow like most species. You are chaotic, and chaos breaks control." Raiden felt a shock run through him. This was the hidden human advantage, the thing the council feared the most. Human unpredictability, human creativity, human stubbornness. Humans did not follow patterns. Humans created new ones. The Varen commander spoke again, confirming everything. Humans are the only species whose minds can resist council influence. Their strength is not in power, but in spirit. The decision that changes everything. Raiden looked at the Varen hologram. "You came here because you believe humans can lead a rebellion." "Yes," the Varen commander said. "You can unite the galaxy. Something we could never do." Raiden felt the weight on his shoulders grow heavier. He had never wanted to lead more than Earth's defense. Now the entire galaxy was watching him, hoping for guidance. Outside the window, the council warship prepared another attack. The air shook, warning sirens echoed. But for the first time, Earth was not alone. The Varen ships moved into protective formation around the planet, forming a glowing blue shield of living light. Raiden stepped to his microphone. "All Earth forces, hold positions. All Sky Shield units, power up again. All pilots, prepare for coordinated maneuvers with Varen fighters." He took a deep breath. "We fight, not for victory, but for freedom." The Varen commander nodded. "And we fight with you. Today marks the first day of resistance. The first combined charge." The council fired first. A massive red beam shot from the flagship, heading straight at Earth. But this time, the Varen shield absorbed the blast, splitting it into harmless sparks. Then Raiden raised his hand. "Human Varen fleet, charge." Earth satellites fired. Varen ships launched. Fighter jets soared from Earth's surface like shooting stars. The combined forces rushed straight toward the council vessels. It was the first battle in history where humans and aliens fought side by side, not as enemies, not as servants, but as equals. And somewhere deep in the galaxy, 1,000 oppressed worlds felt hope for the first time. Because humanity had done the impossible. They had sparked a rebellion. The first united human, Varen charge, shocked the council. But the real war had not begun yet. Far beyond Earth, near Jupiter's swirling storms, a massive gravitational wave rippled through space. Something enormous was coming through, so large that even the Varen fleet pulled back in fear. Inside her command center, alarm screamed. "Commander Raiden," a technician shouted. "The council has deployed their outer rim armada." Raiden rushed to the main screen. His heart almost stopped. Dozens of huge Council warships emerged from hyperspace, black, angular, and surrounded by a glow of red energy. These were not disciplinary ships. These were planet killers. The Varan commander appeared on the holoscreen, calm but serious. Commander Raiden, this is where the Council ends rebellions. No world has ever survived a confrontation with the Outer Rim Armada. Raiden stared at the fleet. Then today, history changes. Lines in the darkness. The Varan ships moved into formation, forming a protective arc. Their blue energy wings lit up the space around them, contrasting against the Council's red glow. Human fighter jets launched from orbital hangars. Their engines shook as they left Earth's gravity, pushing forward with courage bigger than their machines. A young pilot whispered, "If we die, at least we die free." Raiden heard him through the comms and felt a spark of pride. Humans did not fight because they were strong. Humans fought because they refused to kneel. The Council Armada activated their cannons. Red lights appeared across dozens of ship hulls, hundreds of weapons charging at once. Alina gasped, "If they fire together, even the Sky Shield and Varan shields won't survive." Raiden did not blink. "Then we won't let them fire." Operation Shadow Leap. He turned to the Varan commander. "I need your fastest ships for a plan." The commander listened carefully as Raiden explained the strategy, a tactic no alien race had ever used, because it was too reckless, too unpredictable. But humans lived inside unpredictability. The Varan commander's eyes widened. "Human, your plan is madness." Raiden smiled. "Good. Council AI cannot predict madness." Minutes later, the plan began. Several Varan lightships and dozens of human pilots activated short-distance warp drives, appearing directly behind the Council fleet, right in their blind spot. Council scanners panicked. "Impossible. They are teleporting randomly. No species moves like this. Their pattern has no logic. Humans were unpredictable, and chaos was their weapon. The battle begins." The Council flagship fired first. A beam of devastating red energy shot across space. It tore through one of the Varan cruisers, splitting it apart like glass. The ship exploded, scattering light across the darkness. A painful silence filled the Varan fleet. Raiden watched from his command station. "We hold. We do not break." Sky Shield satellites launched counterfire, sending blue plasma bolts toward the Council ships. Some bolts hit shields. Others cracked armor. The Council did not expect such resistance. Human jets swarmed like angry bees, zooming between warship cannons, releasing missiles at close range. Their bravery shocked even the Varan. "Humans fly like they are ready to die," a Varan officer said. The commander shook his head. "No, they fly like they want to live." A turn in the battle. The hidden advance squad, Raiden's risky Operation Shadow Leap, reached their target. A young pilot named Eric approached the largest Council ship, the War Titan, a vessel feared across the galaxy. "Commander Raiden," Eric whispered, "I have eyes on the Titan's energy core. It's exposed. I think they underestimated us." Raiden's voice was steady. "Destroy it." Eric locked his missiles, but the War Titan detected him. Hundreds of red beams fired at a small jet. He twisted, rolled, and dodged wildly, so wildly that no AI could predict his movement. Then, boom, his missiles hit the Titan's side. A chain reaction began. The giant ship shook violently. "Commander!" Eric shouted. "The Titan is breaking apart." Raiden clenched his fist. "Fall back before it explodes." Eric tried to turn, but a beam grazed his jet. He spun out of control, drifting toward Jupiter's gravity. Raiden whispered, "Eric?" But the pilot's last transmission came through. "Sir, tell Earth humanity fights beautifully." His signal vanished into the storms. The galaxy watches. The War Titan exploded in a massive burst of red light. Shockwaves spread across space. The Council Armada faltered. One of their warlords growled, "This species, they are insane." Another replied, "Worse, they are inspiring others." Across the galaxy, rebel factions watched the battle through stolen channels. Whispered messages spread through dark markets and underground networks. Humans destroyed a War Titan. Earth stand against the Council. Maybe we can fight too. Rebellion was no longer a dream. It was beginning. The price of victory. Back in Earth Command Center, Raiden focused on the battlefield. Varen's ships circled around the humans like guardians. Human pilots regrouped. Sky shield cannons fired their last reserves. The Council Armada retreated, wounded, confused, afraid. But the victory felt heavy. Eric's sacrifice weighed on every heart. The Varen commander appeared on screen. Commander Raiden, today we won together. But the Council will not stop. They will return with something far worse. Raiden nodded slowly. I know. This was only a battle. The war is coming. Alina stepped beside him. Commander, there is something else. Raiden turned. She looked terrified. The Council is bringing a weapon. Something designed specifically to destroy humans. Raiden's blood turned cold. What weapon? Alina swallowed hard. They call it the Starbreaker. The battlefield near Jupiter was still glowing from the destruction of the War Titan when the first strange sign appeared. Every scanner, human and Varen, began to malfunction. Radars flickered. Screens turned white. Sensors screamed with impossible numbers. Commander Raiden watched in confusion. What's happening? Dr. Alina Graves stared at the readings with wide eyes. Commander, something is bending space. Something huge. The Varen commander's voice cut through the static. Prepare yourselves. This signal. We have seen it only once in our history. Raiden turned to him sharply. What is it? The Varen commander hesitated, as if saying the name itself brought fear. It is the Council's strongest weapon. The ship that destroys stars. The Starbreaker. A silence fell on the room, so heavy it felt like the air had stopped moving. The Starbreaker arrives. Space tore open like fabric being ripped. A massive shadow appeared, so large it blocked Jupiter's storms. The ship looked like a floating fortress built from black metal, covered in glowing red lines like veins. Its center held a sphere that pulsed slowly, each pulse shaking space itself. Humans had never seen anything so terrifying. The Varen had, and they wished never to see it again. Alina whispered, This ship can collapse stars, can pull the sun itself into darkness. Raiden felt the weight of millions of lives pressing onto his chest. Earth was behind him. Humanity depended on him. The Varen depended on him. Even the galaxy watched him. The Starbreaker sent out a transmission. The voice was cold, sharp, and full of hate. Humans, you are a threat. The galaxy does not need your spirit, your chaos, or your courage. Kneel or be erased. Raiden stepped forward, steady but burning inside. We already gave our answer. We do not yield. The ship hummed louder, as if waking up. The ultimatum. A second voice echoed, one deeper and almost mechanical. Very well. We will destroy your sun. Your planet will freeze. Your species will end. Alina paled. Commander, if the sun collapses, Earth will die in minutes. Nothing can survive that. The Varen commander added, Our fleet cannot stop the Starbreaker. Its armor absorbs energy. Its weapons bend gravity. Our firepower will not scratch it. Raiden understood the truth. This weapon was not meant for war. It was meant for extinction. He closed his eyes for a moment. Think, Raiden. Think like a human. Not with logic. With heart. With instinct. Humans had survived impossible odds before. They would again. When he opened his eyes, they were full of fire. Prepare a boarding team. The entire room froze. Alina almost shouted, Commander, you want to board the Starbreaker? That's suicide. Raiden shook his head. It's our only chance. If the ship collapses our sun from a distance, we're finished. We must get inside and shut it down. The Varen commander bowed his head slowly. Your plan is madness, but human madness works. We will join you. The suicide mission begins. A small task force was chosen, 5 humans, for Varen. No one hesitated. They knew this mission had only 2 outcomes. Save Earth, or die trying. They boarded a stealth shuttle equipped with both human and Varen tech. The shuttle flew silently across space, weaving through debris and radiation fields. Inside, Raiden checked his gear again and again. Next to him, A Varen warrior named Kassira watched quietly. "Commander Raiden," she said softly, "your people fight with so much heart." "Why?" Raiden smiled lightly. "Because humans love too deeply and protect too fiercely. When someone threatens our home, we don't run. We run toward the danger." Kassira nodded. "Now I understand why the Council fears you." Inside the beast, the Starbreaker loomed above them like a metal planet. The shuttle docked in a small maintenance port. The team entered through dark tunnels filled with strange red lights and humming energy lines. The walls vibrated with power, enough power to crush a sun. As they moved deeper, Alina gasped, "Commander, look!" In the core chamber, a massive sphere floated, glowing red, wrapped in rings of rotating metal. It twisted space like liquid. It was beautiful and horrifying. The Varen whispered, "The Sun Core Extractor. If activated, it will swallow your sun." Suddenly, boom, boom, boom. Council guards appeared, tall mechanical soldiers with blades for arms. Raiden shouted, "Defense positions." The battle inside the Starbreaker began. Humans fought with fast reflexes. Varen fought with deadly precision. Together, they cut through guards and pushed toward the core. But more soldiers came. Hundreds. The team was cornered. Raiden activated the explosive device they brought, a core destabilizer. Alina set the timer. Alina hesitated. "Commander, if this ship collapses, we'll die here." Raiden looked at her with calm eyes. "If we die, Earth lives. That's enough." She swallowed hard and activated the timer. 30 seconds. The final moments. More guards stormed into the chamber. The team formed a circle, defending the core. Every second felt like a lifetime. Kassira fell to her knee, wounded. Raiden pulled her back up. "We finished this together," he said. 10 seconds. 9. 8. A council general appeared, a massive armored creature. "You humans, you cannot win." Raiden raised his weapon. "We don't need to win. We just need to stop you." 3, 2, 1. The core exploded. A blinding white light consumed the chamber. The Starbreaker shook violently. Space itself trembled. In their final moment, Raiden whispered, "For Earth." But destiny is strange. Just as the explosion consumed them, a burst of blue light appeared. Varen emergency teleportation. A last-second extraction. And then, silence. The boarding team vanished in the collapsing core, their fate unknown. When the Starbreaker's core exploded, space lit up brighter than a sun. The shockwave ripped through the black void, tearing open the ship's armor and swallowing entire sections into white fire. It looked like a dying star collapsing, twisting itself inside out. To everyone watching from Earth, it felt like the universe itself had stopped breathing. Inside Earth Command Center, silence ruled. Technicians stared at their screens, unable to speak. The Varen fleet halted all movement, bowing their heads. Alina stood frozen, her hands trembling. Commander Raiden Holt, the boarding team. All of them were inside the Starbreaker when it exploded. Alina whispered the words no one wanted to hear. "They're gone." Even Raiden's enemies, members of the Council watching from distant worlds, paused in shock. A species that the Council considered weak had sent its bravest into the heart of a star killer. They chose death rather than surrender. That single act changed the galaxy forever. But destiny had one more surprise. As the glowing remains of the Starbreaker drifted into space, like burning dust, a sudden pulse of blue light appeared. 1, then 2, then 9 pulses. A Varen emergency teleport signal. Alina gasped, "No, that's impossible. They shouldn't have survived." The pulses grew brighter and brighter until, boom, a burst of blue light erupted above Earth. A small shuttle appeared, burned, cracked, barely holding together. It was shaking violently, smoke trailing behind it. Inside the shuttle, Commander Raiden Holt opened his eyes. He was alive. Barely, but alive. Kassira lay beside him, injured but breathing. The rest of the team was exhausted, burned, bleeding, but all 9 were alive. Raiden forced himself up. "Status," he croaked. A human soldier whispered, crying softly. "Sir, we made it. The teleport worked. We're home." Raiden looked out the cracked window at Earth glowing below. "We did it," he whispered. "We saved our son." The galaxy reacts. The moment Earth confirmed Raiden's survival, celebrations erupted worldwide. People poured into streets, hugging strangers, crying into each other's arms. But Earth wasn't the only one celebrating. Across the galaxy, thousands of hidden rebel groups watched the destruction of the Starbreaker, the Council's most feared weapon, by a species that had joined Galactic stage only recently. One rebel leader whispered, "Humans have changed the balance of power." Another said, "If they can defeat the Starbreaker, then we can defeat the Council." The spark of rebellion became a wildfire. Planets under Council control began refusing orders. Slaves revolted. Hidden militias revealed themselves. Humanity had done what no empire could do. They made the galaxy believe in freedom again. The Council falls. At Council headquarters, chaos ruled. Messages came in from every direction. Sector 12 is rebelling. The Varen have gained 5 new allies. The Starbreaker is destroyed. Council fleets retreating in all directions. The High Chancellor gripped his throne, furious. "These humans, they are a plague." But one of his own generals stepped forward. "Humans are not a plague," he said softly. "They are a reminder that the Council's time has ended, and for the first time in thousands of years, the Council began to collapse. A new dawn for Earth. Raiden's shuttle landed in the United Nations courtyard, surrounded by cheering crowds and Varen honor guards. People reached out to touch the sides of the burned shuttle, as if touching the symbol of their survival. When Raiden stepped out, injured but standing tall, the world roared. He saved Earth. The human who defeated the Starbreaker. The commander of the Unbroken. Raiden raised his hand, not in pride, but in gratitude. "I did not save Earth," he said, voice strong despite his pain. "Humanity saved Earth. The courage of every pilot, every scientist, every child who believed in our freedom. That is what won this war." Alina wiped tears from her eyes. Beside her, Cassira bowed deeply. "You have united our species, Commander," she said. "The galaxy sees humans not as newcomers, but as leaders." Raiden shook his head gently. "No, we are not rulers. We are protectors. A new galactic alliance. Earth, the Varen, and other liberated species formed a new group, the Alliance of Free Worlds. A council not of conquerors, but of equals. Their first law was simple. No world shall kneel to fear. Human diplomats help rebuild destroyed planets. Human engineers share technology. Human soldiers train weaker species to defend themselves. Humanity had become something the Council never expected. A force of unity. A beacon of freedom. The legacy of We Do Not Yield. Years later, children across Earth and Varen space would learn the story. They would hear how one sentence changed the galaxy. Humanity does not yield. Raiden stood at a memorial built in honor of the war's fallen. Stars reflected in his tired eyes. Cassira stepped beside him. "Do you regret anything?" she asked. Raiden smiled softly. "No, because now the galaxy knows the truth." He looked up at the sky, once filled with threats, now filled with allies. Humans kneel to no tyrant. Humans break any chain. Humans protect their home and all who stand with them. Cassira nodded. Humanity is unbroken. And with that, a new age began. An age where humans walked among the stars, not as servants, but as legends.